but I'm proud of the guys now. They fought to the very end of the game.
So there's Patrick Mahomes dealing with the worst moment of his professional career with a fair amount of grace. I understand the conversation is going to be, in part, what does this do to Mahomes' legacy? Because the tax in American sports of being awesome is a level of dissection unlike anything else in the culture. This is not, there is no discussion if Daniel Day-Lewis puts out a bad movie like, oh, what does this do to him in the pantheon of actors? We don't do that with, I don't think we do it with musicians. I only listen to talk radio, so I don't know much about music. Joy could help me out there. I don't think we do it with musicians. I know we don't do it with actors, and we don't do it with really, really, really good athletes. We only do it with the greatest of the greats, right? Every game is a referendum. And Mahomes has been so great up to this point in his career that it's fair game to ask, what does a Super Bowl where you score 0 touchdowns, where you throw 2 picks, where you're the favorite and you get annihilated due to your legacy? And while a win here would have been massive for his legacy and his ability to climb the quarterback pyramid, if you watched the game and you are being honest and you have any sense of fairness or accuracy, I think it is incredibly difficult to come away with any take other than there is not a quarterback in the league that would have fared better yesterday. There's not one. That's not to say that Mahomes doesn't have weapons. He has amazing weapons. And it's not to say the Bucs defense is the greatest defense of all time. It's very good, but it's a very good defense. But it's not the greatest defense in Super Bowl history. It wasn't even the greatest defense in the NFL this year. But in last night's game, with that Chiefs offensive line lost from the beginning, with Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, 2 men I have enormous respect and affection for, inexplicably not having anyone help the offensive line on 92% of the snaps, 92% of the dropbacks, they blocked with 5. Didn't have a single extra blocker out there, even when it was clear those 5 could not block the Tampa front. I think it is incredibly intellectually dishonest to ding Mahomes for this one. You can say it's a missed opportunity. You can say, you know, he left some meat on the bone of the season. All of that's fair. But if you watched the game, not only did I not think he played poorly, I think he made 2 of the most remarkable throws I've ever seen him make. The 3rd and 11 early, and I will think for the rest of my life, I am going to replay what if Tyreek comes down with that 3rd and 11, and what if the pass interference shaky calls aren't made. But neither here nor there. This play right there, when it's 0-0, it looks like, oh, that's a tough catch. Hit him in the face mask. Hit Tyreek in the face mask. He's avoiding a rusher there. He steps up. He throws without planting his feet, sidearmed, in the face mask. And then this other throw, now the game's mostly decided at this point, but it's the very beginning of the 4th quarter. Chiefs scored 21 points in 7 minutes in the 4th quarter last year's Super Bowl. Maybe it's alive. That throw is a magic trick. He is horizontal to the field, and once again, it hits Darrell Williams in the face mask. And I don't know how that's humanly possible, that throw there, but to me, the level of physical agility that it takes to make that throw is the level of mental agility you need if you make last night's game about Patrick Mahomes as opposed to about Todd Bowles, the defensive front for Tampa, and the way the Tampa's offense, by the way, after the opening 2 drives of the game, went up and down the field at will on Kansas City. Kansas City's defense had been bend but not break for a couple of years and had stepped up in its biggest moments. They seem to have the wind taken out of their sails after the Matthew pick was negated by a defensive holding 30 yards away from the play. But the defense didn't show up either. So if I'm laying blame, Patrick Mahomes is very, very far down that list of folks who have accountability for what happened to the Chiefs last night. Here's Joy Taylor with the news.